There's been a lot of talk about Toy Story 5 lately, and that's got me thinking, could this scrapped Toy Story 3 sequel be the plot for the 5th Pixar film? More after the jump.
ChrisCross. Oh, here we go, yo. ChrisCross.
Hey everybody, and welcome to ChrisCrossMedia. My name is Chris, and you're watching Scrapped, the show where we discuss scrapped and canceled movies, theme parks, toys, food, etc. It's basically a nostalgia trip for what ifs. And seriously, did anybody else have Toy Story 5 on their bingo cards? Because I certainly did not.
Which one will it be?
I mean, after Lightyear, which wasn't a bad movie, but it was a bomb in the box office. And I have to come clean, I have a lot of mixed feelings about another Toy Story. On one hand, I love these characters so much that I want to know what they're up to, that they're just out there having adventures. On the other hand, this franchise was perfectly finished after Toy Story 3, which is where the franchise maybe should have stayed. Now, I certainly did not dislike Toy Story 4. However, I always felt it was a fine sequel, but a horrible closure. Now, when the 4th one came out, I don't know if they had a 5th movie planned all along. Heck, maybe they're already planning a 6th film. But my biggest gripe with the 4th movie was separating Woody and Buzz. You just don't do that. For example, now when kids go to the Disney parks, which is another identity crisis that I'll touch in a different video, we don't see Woody and Buzz together anymore, which defeats the messaging of the first 3 films. Woody and Buzz putting aside egos to work together and essentially become friends. Woody putting aside his own aspirations and being there for his friends and Andy. And in the end, realizing they all belong together no matter what. Woody put aside his life with a college-bound Andy to be with his friends, with his family, and give them a better life, which now somewhat feels undermined completely. I digress, but this is why I am excited for a 5th film. Not to beat a dead horse, which I should remind everybody that Toy Story 4 did bring in some decent change for the company, and it also did well critically. But the idea to potentially correct this wrong and bring these two back together as intended is worth a 5th film in my opinion. Now, we did get an update from Tim Allen that he's very excited to work with Tom Hanks again, so these two will be at least in the film, which is great to hear. It's not just another spin-off, but it begs a bigger question: what is this movie about? We last saw Woody touring the carnival scene to help toys find their place in the world, which is noble, the ultimate sheriff. But what if this scrapped Toy Story 3 plot is the reason to bring Woody and Buzz back together again? You see, back when it was uncertain whether or not Disney and Pixar were going to continue their partnership, Disney just fast-tracked several sequels with different Pixar IPs, one of which is this plot of a dysfunctioning Buzz Lightyear being sent off to be repaired. Now, instead of hearing me talk about it, here's 2016 me talking about this exact scrapped story. So sit back, relax, and let me take it from here. And I'll see you all towards the end of this thing. Bye. What was going to happen in this Toy Story 3? Well, you'd actually be surprised there were several ideas from this that eventually made its way into the real Toy Story 3. The story opens with Buzz Lightyear as he begins to malfunction and act very strange. So what do you do with a toy that doesn't work? You fix it. And so the toys desperately decide to ship him to the Taiwanese factory where he was made in hopes they can repair him. But shortly after Buzz is shipped, the toys find out there's been a massive recall on all Buzz Lightyear toys, and Woody and the gang fear he may be destroyed instead of fixed. And so the story then becomes a rescue mission. Now meanwhile, Buzz befriends a bunch of recalled toys such as Transformers and Cindy Scissors, and that's pretty much it. That's all we really know. Now, long story short, Disney kicked out Eisner, patched things with Jobs, and bought Pixar for $7.4 billion, and Circle 7 Studios was scrapped. And as you can see here, there's definitely similarities between this version and the Pixar one, like the garbage disposal scene, or how the rejected toys are caged and jailed in bins. Now, while this certainly isn't the worst idea I've ever heard, it's just a retread of Toy Story 2, that being of a rescue mission, but from the Space Rangers' point of view. Now, clearly some ideas stuck, which is why Pixar revisited them, but it didn't have the emotional angle or the coming of age element that we got. And I've also noticed similarities between this and the Toy Story short Small Fry, where Buzz befriends fast food toys and helps them break out. So that is the plot of the scrapped Toy Story 3, which could be the jumping off point that sets our favorite toys reaching out to Woody for help. Now, only time will tell. And I think the bigger question is, will we somehow see Andy again? Likely not. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, we also just launched a new podcast called The Attic, where we talk about all the things involving Crisscross and the things we love, like Toy Story. Story. It's a bunch of fun. Christian and I get together. We invite you over to the attic every Friday with new episodes, so take a seat and join the conversation with us. It's a lot of fun. And now, with that being said, I think that wraps up everything here. We will absolutely do more of these, as I love talking Toy Story, and obviously I love talking about scrap things. So with that being said, my name is Chris, and you have just been ChrisCross. Peace out.